What is up, guys? It's your boy Jar back with NPL Week 4, I believe. And this week we're taking on AceofBass. Very good battler, very, very scary team. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jar, why are we at the battle already? It is because this video is actually already 5 days late, and I have to apologize to Trev and everybody in the NPL because everyone's been doing a pretty good job so far, but this one has to go up a little late because of the fact that I specifically, had a lot of people in my house this weekend. I'm actually moving into a new house starting next week, so we have a lot of stuff to be doing. Next week's video will also probably be a little late because I'm also taking a college visit this upcoming Thursday, because this will be uploaded on Tuesday. So on upcoming Thursday, I'll be taking a college visit to a college I'm potentially thinking of going to, and I'm also have to go back to moving and stuff, so that'll probably be up Friday. Maybe I can get it up Thursday night, depends how long it takes to get all that wrapped up. But the paste bin to the team I brought this week will be in the description below, because I know some of you who I know none of you actually care, so you just want to see the battle and kind of go through my thought process. So we can do that, it'll be just fine. So we're here against Ace, and he has a very, very scary team, and I had to look at this matchup, and I was like, for fuck's sake, man. Very, very tough matchup this week for me, in my opinion, personally. Basically, I have only really one good Mon that has a super good matchup in Weavile, but he has a Milotic, and that thing could easily be Flame Orb, which literally shuts down my Weavile 100%. Everything else, kinda interesting. Entei gets, again, walled by Milotic, walled by Mega Altari even to some degree. Uxie, he has things like Hoopa Unbound and Decidueye. Golbat, again, Hoopa Unbounds, things like that. Zapdos, Latios, he has the Mega Altaria for, and the Metagross, and the Zapdos. Cobalion, he has Zapdos for, and Milotic, and so, very, very interesting. I'll give you a quick rundown of the team. The team we're bringing, basically, straight across the board. Banded Weavile, Knockoff Pursuit, Ice Shard, Icicle Crash. We're bringing a fully special Entei with Fire Blast, Grass AMZ, Solar Beam, Toxic, and, Iron Head to hit the Altaria, and so it can't set up a sub on me or anything. I'm bringing fast Uxie with enough attack investment to Oko Hoopa Unbound with U-turn, so unless it is Scarfed, it is not outspeeding my Uxie. My Golbat is running enough speed to outspeed no speed Zapdos, also running U-turn, because if he's like no speed Hoopa or something, I could be faster than that. Poison Fang, Infiltrator. My Latios, very interesting Latios set this week. It is a Thunder Waving, Roost Defogging, Dragon Clawing Mega Latios. Bulky, made sure to get my rocks off my side of field to support Weavile, and my Cobalion was a very interesting set that I actually fucked up. So I had a prep battle with Aster before this game for AceofBass, and we were talking about this. I originally had a weakness policy Cobalion because I wanted to take a Heat Wave from Zapdos, set up a Swords Dance, and then proceed to destroy the rest of his team. Aster told me that was stupid. He doesn't actually have a lot to hit with my team with, and so we kind of settled on Titanium Z in order to just do the most damage possible to something like Metagross that could still potentially take a hit if I'm not set up, Hoopa, other stuff like that, and Milotic obviously. So that was kind of set, but I forgot to change it before the battle. My own fault completely, so that's on me. I'm a shitty battler because of that, so don't take that into account. But yeah, that's my thought process on the team we built. A little bit of a fuck up with the Cobalion, but I still think we could pull through versus Ace. We still have some things to break through his team, and honestly, my wall core can beat his team 1v1 if I play it right. I just have to do something about that fucking Metagross. But I decide Weavile's my best lead. It leads well versus everything. If he leads with the Milotic, I'll risk the Scald to knock off its potential Flame Orb. And he, honestly, Ace, you've led with Decidueye every single week, so I really predicted the Decidueye lead. So I led with Weavile. Turn 1 Weavile versus Decidueye. Now, I've also watched Ace's battles. I knew it was going to be Colberberry Decidueye. I just freaking knew it. And looking at my team in hindsight, I probably should have just clicked Icicle Crash, because look at his team. Like, Banded Icicle Crash, like, nothing really wants to take it too bad except the Milotic. Like, that should be my play. And I knew this thing got U-turn. I knew it could potentially just destroy my Weavile turn 1, so you guys kind of know where this is going. So I decided to click Knockoff. Banded Knockoff almost still takes out the Decidueye, but Colberberry pops, and I'm like, shit. The reason I clicked Knockoff was because Milotic could have come in, and if I could have knocked off his Flame Orb, I could have had a much easier time in this battle. But he gets the 50-50 right, clicks U-turn, and my biggest threat to his team is automatically weakened to 14%. Not great for me. Here comes this thing in, as I kind of predict him to over-predict here, as I'm going to stay in, knock off, and see what damage to do. And that is a banded. That is banded knockoff, boys. Banded knockoff from a Weavile. That's ridiculous that only did 28%. Like, so, like, the one thing I have versus his team with good matchup literally gets straight up walled by this Milotic now that its Flame Orb is out there. So I am like, shit, how can I break this team? So He goes for a Toxic, does overpredict a little bit, so I get that one right, but Weavile, very weak. We'll see what it can do for the rest of the battle. I have to go hard into my Uxie because it's the only thing I really have to take some hits from this thing. He's just going to recover. Smart play on him. Smart play is smart. But here, I just decide, alright, I have an idea. Let me get my rocks up first of all, because rocks are pretty good versus Zapdos and versus the Altaria before it Mega Evolves. He Toxics my Uxie. Not a big deal. This Uxie's meant to gain momentum. Here, I'm going to click U-turn, and this Milotic is literally just staying in and 1v1ing my entire team. Milotic has such a good matchup versus me, because I did not bring, like, a Calm my Latios, but even it could have Haze. I don't know yet. It could beat my Latios 1v1. So, I decide, alright, it's just time. I'm going into my Cobalion. I'm going to take this first Scald. No burn, luckily. Alright, I'm going to set up a Swords Dance. And he is going to click the Scald, the Recover here. And I'm like, alright, shit. Let me click another Swords Dance because it doesn't matter clicking 2 close combats versus clicking 1. Chance of a crit, I don't need the crit. I'm going to Swords Dance up. He's going to Scald again, do 41. Thankfully, no burn again. And here is the biggest moment in the game. If I had switched my set to the Fightanium Z set that Astra and I talked about before the game, I would have just, I think, clean swept him right here. I am not in Metagross Bullet Punch range, even at -1. That's how bulky Cobalion is. I am not in that range. My phone's going off. Best YouTuber ever, I know. But I'm not in Bullet Punch range. I kill Altaria with Iron Head because in NPL you're forced to Mega Evolve Torn. I kill Zapdos with Stone Edge. Hoopa was not scarfed in this game. I'll spoil it now. Iron Head would knock that thing out. If Metagross did come in, that's the only other thing I'd need to click Coast Combat for. And Decidueye dies to Iron Head. I think I would have clean swept him if I'd brought the set me and Astra talked about. However, I did not. I fucked up. I'm a shit battler for it, and I do get a lot of damage off on this Milotic though. So he Scalds, takes me out, but I got a lot of damage off on this like Milotic. I'm thinking, all right, maybe I can still pull this back with the Entei and my Latios. He actually does not have a lot to break my Latios. I go out to my Weavile. I know a knockoff will take him out from this range. Click it. Down goes the Milotic. So Weavile picks up a kill. Good for me, and he still has a little bit of health left. He goes out into his Decidueye. I kind of expect him to overpredict a little bit here again, and Weavile's going to pick up a second kill, so I get 2 kills with Weavile, and I'm like, alright, it's 4-4. He doesn't have too much to break my wall core. Uxie is the best mon I can go out into in case he goes out into Hoopa. I can maybe surprise him. He goes out into his Altaria, and I'm just like, alright, let me just U-turn out. I'm going to go out into my Golbat, is my confirmed counter for this thing. And I'm just going to take any hit he wants to go for. He just fires off a Roost, no problem. Here, I believe I expect the Metagross to come in. I really should. Metagross does come in. Do I just click U-turn? No, I click Poison Fang. Dumb play. Probably should do U-turn. Got some momentum. Obvious play was obvious into Metagross. So I'm just going to click U-turn now. My speed investment pays off a little bit maybe if this was an invested Metagross. I go out into my Uxie as he gets up his own rocks, so that's fair. Now my Entei though is going to take a little bit of chip damage, but I do have Defog on my Latios still, so I can get that off as that's kind of what I decided to do here. I'm like, alright, let me just click U-turn out and let me just go try and put in some work. I actually foul play because I wanted damage on that Metagross because like I said, Latios could literally 1v1 this team if I can get that Metagross weakened. So that was kind of my thought process there. So I'm just going to go for a U-turn here as he clicks, actually I think I clicked side, yeah, U-turn, because I did not want this thing. He goes for a sub and I'm like, shit. Alright, this is a sub Toxic Stall Zapdos. I'm going to go out into my Entei and I'm just going to click Fire Blast. I will break his sub and I will do a shit ton and put this Zapdos basically dead. He fires off a Thunderbolt and I miss the Fire Blast. And after like realizing I hadn't switched my Cobalion set, after realizing I'm not clicking Icicle Crash versus the Decidueye when I knew I should have, because I literally thought about it before the game. I know he's leading Decidueye, I'm going to lead Weavile, and I'm going to click Icicle Crash, and at the last second I was like, no, just click Knockoff. Milotic could come in and you could get rid of that Flame Orb. And after this Fire Blast miss was just, this was the one that put me on tilt. Like, the other two things were not Ace's fault. I was mad at myself at this point. The Fire Blast was just kind of the little tipping point for me in this battle. As you're going to see actually here, he gets a high roll and kills my Entei, and at that point I was just like, I checked. I don't want to say I checked out of the battle because I was still trying to think, how could I win? But I was literally on tilt at that point. Because as you're going to see, if I was thinking straight here, my best play, out into Golbat, click Poison Fang. I can Toxic him, I'm Infiltrator, and then I can Roost Stall this thing. But because I'm not thinking clearly, after the miss and everything, I go out into my Uxie thinking, do I just Psyshock this? And that's a stupid ass play because I still could have won this game potentially purely with Golbat Uxie, and Latios, because Latios is T-Wave, I can T-Wave the Metagross, and then Uxie could potentially 1v1 it. And basically, if you look at this team, once Zapdos was dead, if I had hit the Fire Blast or not gotten high rolled a little bit, or it was extremely low, he only has the Hoopa, which both of my walls kill. Or at least, I think Golbat might kill with U-turn, because I talked to Ace after the game, it was like 132 speed, which does not outspeed like 10, 20 speed Zapdos, which my Golbat was speed creeping. And with Rocks up, I'm pretty sure Golbat had at least a chance to kill. Uxie I made to kill from full, and I have the Latios for his Metagross, so I could paralyze that, paralyze the Altaria, and then I really think I could have potentially just won the game with Latios, Golbat, and Uxie. But I Fire Blast miss, high roll, Zapdos is still at full. I'm not thinking straight when I'm dealing with the rest of his team. He's going to miss a Toxic here. At this point, I'm just firing up Dragon Claw. I do 31%, so I probably could have broken his sub right away. Probably was my best play, but I'm not running Toxic on this Latios. I'm running Thunder Wave for things like Metagross and Hoopa and Altaria. So that was, I don't know if that was a misstep. I kind of like that prep personally, but yeah, that's how this game is basically going to end. It's just going to end with this Zapdos stalling me out. I'll skip a few turns. So he stalls out that, and at this point it was where I realized I was fucking Infiltrator on my Golbat, and I was just clicking buttons at the end of the game. I wasn't even thinking straight. And so I literally could have done this, Toxic stalled this Zapdos like 20 turns ago, saved 3 of my Mons. I didn't even have to go out into Entei to beat this Zapdos in the first place. But it's just that little bit, man. It's that I owe the NPL better. I'm good friends with a lot of those guys, and I want to do well in minors. I really do, because I like a lot of the guys in minors. They're all pretty cool, but it's very competitive, and I cannot get on tilt like this. I played this game before my GPC match, which should be going up before this, so kind of works out there. But basically, I just need to find a way, because like I honestly think when I'm playing on my game, prepping on my game, I'm an extremely tough battler to beat, and I like to think that about myself, because I honestly think it's true. I think I can hang with anyone who plays competitive Pokemon when I'm on my game. I just am only on my game like 20-30% of the time. I still manage a few wins here and there when I'm not on my game completely, but I need to find a way to not get thrown onto tilt as much. I need to find a way to play my best game every single day. And I kind of found that in the GPC, because I played, like I said, I played actually GPC after this. So I was just like, I just tried something in GPC. It was basically I just blasted rock music as loud as I could near me, and just stayed calm, focused, thought about each play. I do want to try live comming at some point. Obviously, I won't be blasting rock music. I might do a live comm for this next upcoming week that will be uploaded a little bit late. But until then, boys, I just want to see you guys later, and I think this battle's about to end. At this point, I was like, Ace, I can't win. I'm going to click U-turn, just Meteor Mash me, and he did. So, you know, that works out. A 4-0 loss, so I think every battle in GPC, though, funny enough, has been a 4-0 win or a 4-0 loss. Don't quote me on that, but I just know that's been happening to me a lot, 4-0s. Whether they're for me or against me. I'm pretty sure I actually just 4-0'd Jose as well. So that's my magic number. I either win 4-0 or lose 4-0. So I'm either having mad differential in leagues like the GPC, where I think I'm like 3-2 with +8, or I'm like in the NPL minors, where I'm 1-3 minus probably 1,000. So that's it, though. I do want to give you guys better battles. I want to give myself better battles. I want to give the NPL better battles, and I know I can do that. But moving forward, I just got to find a way to stay on focus. I get to play Aster next week, so I'm looking forward to that. I really want to live com my battle versus Aster. I want him to see my live thought process, because he's a really good friend of mine. But I've been rambling a little bit, letting the end of the battle play out. But until then, boys, this is Jar signing off. I will see you guys later.